So this is everything that I'll be installing today. Got the LED bulbs here. These are for the reverse lights, front turn signals, brake lights and tail light, rear turn signal right here. The load resistors so we can prevent hyperflash. And of course we've got the high beams and the low beams. All of them are LED. So what I'll do first is install these bulbs, and then I'll have to identify the wires for the turn signal so that we can install the load resistors and keep it from hyper flashing. So if you don't know what I mean when I talk about hyperflash, this is hyperflash. Well, I got the wrong bulb for the back for the turn signals, so I guess I gotta get back on Amazon and buy another set of those. It's actually the same one that goes up front, so I'll just finish up the taillights today and then order those and get those put in later on. I still got the load resistor I got to put in. I'm going to start by pulling this connector out. This is for the turn signal. It's pretty easy in the back because this turn signal only turns on when you flip the switch. So you just have to wire it in parallel. So with wiring it in parallel, I'll connect both ends of this resistor to these two wires. So one to each. So now these two wires just have to connect to this connector here. One thing I would like to do is make a disconnect on here, just in case we need to connect a regular light bulb into it. Because what the resistor does, it simulates a load on the circuit, because the LED bulbs use a lot less power than the regular bulb. So it makes the car think that there's a bigger bulb type in there basically. So if you have the resistor on here and you connect a regular bulb to it, you could cause problems with the electrical, and that's what we don't want to do. So I'm going to solder this wire to the positive. And then this is the connector that I'll put on the negative, and then I'll have another connector at the end of this so we can plug it in right there. So if you do need to change out the light bulb to a standard one, you can just disconnect it, and that breaks the connection to the resistor, so you can just plug in a regular bulb. The Morimoto 2-stroke 2.0 LED bulb. I got them for the high beams and for the low beams. It's in a projector, so I'm hoping the output looks pretty good. I don't think it'll be blinding anybody on the road, but we'll have to see. So these are the high beam bulbs right here. Got a set of low beams right here. Let's slap them in, see what they look like. Just hoping I can get to it without having to take the headlight housing out. Squeeze my hand in there. Got this little adapter you need. It's the only way it's gonna connect. I'm gonna connect that together, and then this one plugs into the headlight harness. And unless you're taking the bumper off, I will let you know that this low beam one is the easiest one to do. I tore up my hands already. So I got the corner lights that I needed. So this one will be a little bit different than the rear because it's got the parking light and then it's also the turn signal. So I have to figure out which one of these wires is the constant one that stays on when it's on the parking light. And then I need to figure out which one is the one used for the turn signal. I'm gonna show you guys how to use a multimeter to find that. So I'll start by disconnecting this connector from this piece. Got a piece of wire with an alligator clip on it. At the other end, I can just put this in the connector here. Most of the time, the black wire is going to be your negative. So we're going to take an educated guess on that right now. We'll put this wire in the end right here. This alligator clip is going to connect to the negative on my multimeter. So if this is ground, when I put this other end on the battery, positive, then it should show 12 volts or whatever the voltage of the battery is. So since we know which one is negative, then we have to figure out which one of these two is the steady and then the one that's for the turn signal. You can connect the negative lead of your multimeter to a ground connection. So a bolt that's connected to the chassis or even the alternator casing, you could do that. So now with it still on the voltage setting, we're gonna check each of the other spots on this connector to see which one is the parking light and which one is for the turn signal. So I'm gonna start with this end over here and I'm gonna turn on the parking light. So that's where we get 12 volts. So that means that this is the parking light. So this is not the one that we want to connect the resistor to. We want to connect it to the other one, which is for the turn signal. So we'll plug that in. You can use the hazards too. So once I turn that on, you can see that the voltage is fluctuating. So we want to install our resistor on the negative and then on the middle pin. So we got the load resistor mounted here. And the other one on the other side there. It's not the nicest looking wiring, but it works. Point out one thing. I'm going to shut off the car and just listen closely. And I think you can hear it on film. But that was the fan on the LED headlights. They look good, they're just really, really noisy. Almost sounds like someone's vacuuming underneath your hood. It's not too bad when the car's on though. So we're finished up with that project. Got another one coming up. Don't really want to spoil what might be coming up though. So if you want to find out what that is, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.